Tonight, episode 1 of the Robot Combat Major begins. The Challenger stage. 16 bots from around the world are going to compete to try and make it to the next stage of the competition. So guys, it's the first official episode of the Major. We've had 5 different qualifiers to get here. 10 bots qualified from them. We have also 6 bots that were invited. We have 4 bots from the US. Four from the UK. 3 from China. One from Ukraine. 2 from Russia. 1 from Brazil. And 1 from New Zealand. 16 bots. Now, what is the format, you may be wondering? In the qualifiers, we had a double elimination bracket. That is not at all what this format is. The format for the Major is this. These 16 bots will be battling in head-to-heads. Their first head-to-heads, if you win, you'll face, in your second head-to-head, a different bot that is 1-0. If you lose, you're going to face a different bot that is 0-1. If you're 0-2 by the end of that, you'll face one of the other 3 bots that are 0-2. If you get 3 wins, you qualify to the next stage. 2 bots will go 3-0, 2 3-1, or 3 3-1, and 3 will go 3-2. The 3-2, so the final episode will be a bit longer than this one, probably with a lot more fights. But basically, the 2-2 will be the fights between the 6 2-2 bots will be best 2 out of 3. And the 8 that qualify, if you get 3 losses, you're instantly eliminated. So basically, you want to be winning. The 8 bots that make it through will join our 8 legends in the legend stage, which will follow the same format. The top 8 will go through to a single elimination, best 2 out of 3 bracket. So, I'm getting ahead of myself though. We are going in for the first episode of the Major. 8 fights tonight. We open up with, from North America, Gigabyte. Gigabyte from the 3rd, 4th qualifier went to the North American qualifier and ended up falling just short, losing to Streak 2-1 in order to get 3rd. They face off against one of the invited bots from the UK, Creo, 2nd place in Series 15 of Robot Wars Great. 3, 2, 1, begin. Whoever wins this starts at 1-0. Oh, and a huge hit already! 2 huge hits! Creo getting sent away! Creo! 1 chunk breaks off, but I think, yes, Gigabyte flipped up and over. With a slam there, Creo starts off their campaign at 1-0. Ah! Everything breaks. Also, guys, did you love my amazing shot of the pits earlier? I know, it was great. It was wonderful. Next, the bot from North America and the US of A that was invited is Generic, runners-up of Robot Wars Great Series 14. Although they didn't do very great in Robot Wars Great Series 15, only making a heat final. They have a devastating vert, but the number 1 finisher in the 3rd, 4th qualifier, Plank, who similarly lost 2-1 in order to get 3rd in their qualifier, the European qualifier, they lost it to Red Hand. 3, 2, 1, begin. What's gonna go on here? Oh, a decent hit! Oh, a very nice hit there from Generic. Generic using that plow nicely. They flip over. Plank kind of struggling to get underneath, and they're getting chucked about. Plank needs to get underneath their opponent here, but they're getting chucked about. They're out. Generic starts off at 1-0. So far, the invited bots are destroying the bots that weren't invited. From Russia, Weber ended up getting second in the rest of the world qualifier, beating out Spirit from Ukraine 2-1. Wavelength, the bot from Asia that was invited, a Chinese competitor with its drum, very low to the ground. 3, 2, 1, begin. For those of you that haven't seen King of Bots, great spoilers. Wavelength has gotten fourth both seasons of that. Very low to the ground bot, however, their weapon not very effective. They might mostly rely on being a good pusher, which they're definitely relying on here today. Now, Weber actually really struggling. Oh, Weber's out! Weber got caught with its flipper open on its flipper. Just unfortunate. Wavelength starting it off 1-0. Next up from New Zealand, Endgame is here with their big vert. Although they've never competed in any of my fan-made series, they have fought off-air and done actually really well off-air in some off-air LEGO-only tournaments. And I needed a bot from Oceania. I don't think any were actually in the rest of the world qualifiers, which is not great. They are a devastating vert. They face the Chinese bot, the bot who got second, I believe. It was second, right? Yeah. Beating out Phoenix either 2-0 or 2-1. It's Raging Fury with their big vert. 3, 2, 1, begin. This could be the closest match of the one so far. Two devastating LEGO verts colliding here. One has a wedge though, and it's definitely hurting Raging Fury to be facing an opponent who has this wedge. Oh, what's happened there? Raging Fury's tooth has bent. Raging Fury's weapon is not exactly spinning very well. I think the tooth is gone, well, not gone, but it's just bent so perfectly. What a shot from Endgame. They've completely broken Raging Fury. The weapon's gone. They're out the arena. Raging Fury. Oh, if that tooth hadn't broken, I can only imagine how they could have done there. But the tooth did break. The weapon was taken off in Endgame, showing us why they were invited. First ever fight ends in a win for Endgame. Well, televised fight. Next, the Brazilian invite, Vertical. I used to do a kinda large off-air tournament, and Vertical won it a lot. And it wasn't just LEGO bots, it was cardboard bots and everything, and they won it a lot. I think they may have lost it once, and out of 4 times, I think I did it. Devastating vert. They face off against the North American bot from the US, Streak. For those of you that saw the qualifier, Streak got a huge upset against Gigabyte with a completely different design to their normal design, and ended up coming back to win it 2-1. They're currently a very surprisingly good bot. First ever tournament they've entered, and they're in the major. 3, 2, 1, begin. Will the challengers continue winning it? Now, Streak is actually a control bot. However, since they're facing a spinner, they don't want to be taking much damage, so they've taken the claw off. They did it against Captain Shredderator. They tried it a couple of times against Gigabyte. Didn't go too well against Gigabyte. They had to use a completely different one. They've actually never faced a vert, which is maybe a bit worrying for this fight, but right now, Vertical is definitely on the back foot as Streak just completely coming in here. Oh, Vertical with a decent little shot then, but... Oh, there's another really nice shot. Oh, Vertical could come in for the win here. No, Streak comes in with a very nice shove. Oh! Oh, they almost got Vertical out the arena. Streak, a very good bot. It's a very big surprise to me that they've made it this far, honestly. Oh, Vertical! The weapon's fallen off! They've still got a very nice wedge, and they are shoving Streak about using that wedge. It's a big old wedge. Oh, but they've been flipped on their head! They made a driving error, and Streak took advantage. That is going to be it. Streak, 1-0. Streak is doing so incredibly well. I did not expect a performance like this from a bot like Streak. Streak starts at 1-0. Vertical, I think, definitely has the ability to come back from it, but a very stacked tournament could be a bit worrying. Next, we get two Lego bots battling each other for the third time in a row. Oh my gosh. Red Hand against Death from Russia. The UK bot, Red Hand, got second in the European qualifier against Death from Russia Death from Russia 2, actually. Invited because the original Death from Russia made a heat final in Series 6 of Robot Wars Great. This version has a flipper instead of a full body spinner design. And has a pretty nice flipper, but it's not amazingly powerful. 3, 2, 1, begin. Death from Russia was only invited because, well, Death from Russia 2 was only invited because of the fact that I didn't have any other bots from the CIS area, which is one of the, so basically all 6 of the teams invited are from areas used in CSGO majors in order to decide it. So CIS, which is like Ukraine, Russia, you know, that area, Europe, of course, North America, South America, Oceania, and Asia. Oh, Red Hand loses their weapon. Death from Russia 2, though, has been getting hit pretty hard. They need one more flip. Oh, and they get it, and the weapon goes off. They are shoving Red Hand a bit. They have the win. A bit of an upset, I think, for sure. Don't think anyone was really expecting Death from Russia 2 to get that win. I wasn't. I figured they'd go 0-3, I'm not gonna lie. So, Death from Russia 2 with a very lucky victory there. Red Hand, a bit unlucky, I think. Had their weapon stayed on, they definitely would have won it. Next, we have the #1 finisher from Europe, TR5, who was having some flipper issues. They took a ton of damage in that final for the qualifier from Red Hand, and their flipper was recently repaired. It looks a bit iffy. They're against Takedown, an 8-wheel drive pusher bot with the lifter, who finished first in the rest of the world qualifier from Ukraine. 3, 2, 1, begin. This could be an interesting one. Oh, or it could be done super fast, and it is. Look at that. No chance given. TR5 knows that their flipper at the minute is a little bit iffy, and they know they had to win that quick. And lastly for tonight, Greedy Snake against In America. These two were both number 1 in their respective zones, or in their respective qualifiers. In America, number 1 from North America. In America, the darker sequel, gotta remember that part. Against Grady Snake, number 1 from the Asia qualifier. 3, 2, 1, begin. Here we go now. This is an interesting one for sure. Oh, Grady Snake comes in with a very nice first attack. Oh, but in America, the darker sequel gets their first flip and follows it up with an Uta. Whew. There we have it. The right side won all except for one fight, actually. When we look at the pits, the only one that lost was Vertical, actually. Let's take a look at the pits. These bots have a bit to repair. Creo took some damage to their grabber. Raging Fury got absolutely destroyed. Vertical's weapon came off. Going to the pits, they saw the wedgelet, one of the wedges coming off of Red Hand, and the entire flipper's off of Death and Rush, and the entire spinner's off of Red Hand. After getting chucked out, the impact they had on the floor actually broke the lifter of Takedown. And that's all the damage, really. I'll see you guys next time. This has been a very interesting episode. Next time we will have the 1-0 bots fighting against 1-0 bots, and the 0-1 bots fighting against the 0-1 bots. Bye.